This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the CEO of Q2 Metals, Miss Alicia Milne. Alicia, it's great to have you back on. How are you today?
I'm doing well. It's great to be back.
Well, listen, let's get right into it. Congratulations are in order. You pulled off one of the more better structured deals I've seen in quite some time. And it's actually why I wanted to have you on, because I know with some of your legal background, that had to have been a pivotal part in being able to acquire 100% of the Cisco lithium property, which, look, already has historical assays, including 115.4 meters at 1.21% lithium. I know the team's excited to get out there in the summertime and start exploring. I know you're cashed up and have money for drills, but let's talk about the structure of the deal and what it took to get the vendors back at the table. I know it's a group you were familiar with, and if my sources are correct, y'all were the belle of the ball at PDEC. A lot of conversations were had.
Yeah, I guess we were the belle of the ball. The whole deal came through pretty organically. We had been looking at other projects in the James Bay area. And Neil just happened to reach out to Canadian Mining House and had some discussions with them. And they pretty much said, hey, we have this project that you guys will definitely want to be interested in, but we can't show it to you until a certain date. So Neil signed an NDA with them, and on that date, the information was available, and Neil pretty much called right away and said, we need this project. This is an amazing project. So we actually went up there, visited the vendors, and Neil drove up, and Simon Cohn and I flew over and spent a day with them, went to their core shack and looked at the core and, chatted with them about what their plans were and where they were at. And, they had a valuation in mind for the project. We had a valuation in mind for it. And, it just sort of came together over the span of, I think it was 2 weeks. And, there's a bit of back and forth on how to structure it. And I am pretty sure the structure changed about 3-4 times in that 2 weeks. But and it came down to the wire. We wanted to get it done before PDAC, so did they. That way we could both talk about it. And I want to say it was Thursday morning, about 3:00 in the morning, my time, that, chasing one final signature so that we could get the news release out and then, update all of our materials and then pretty much hop on a plane and go to Toronto. So it was a bit of a whirlwind, but we got it over the line, and we're super excited and looking forward to actually getting out there and doing some work on it.
Tell me a bit about the logic behind the structure, right? If there's one pushback that I'll provide, and I'll play devil's advocate on a bit, is the eventual dilution. There's zero question about the quality of the project, the potential scale. You have 37.5 kilometers of trend to go explore, and again, you don't hit those types of intercepts that you have historically without it being a pretty significantly mineralized system. But the dilution aspect of the deal, can you explain the motivation there and why that works both for shareholders and for the vendors?
Well, Neil quickly plotted out, the top drill intercepts in the James Bay area in 2023 and I think up to 2024. And that hole number 5 that ended in mineralization is ranked it's number 10 on the list of, I think there's 24 odd drill intercepts here on his list. I get the whole dilution, and, I know some of our shareholders weren't too happy about it, but this is a game changer for the company. It's close to infrastructure. The town of Mattagami is 150 kilometers south of it, which is, the end of the rail line. So I get it, but on the flip side, I think this will put the company in a different category.
No, and listen, let me be absolutely clear. I'm a long-term committed shareholder. My shares are sitting there. They're not for sale. I'm definitely looking to add. I couldn't be more thrilled to get this done. And look, I frankly like the way the share and cash consideration is kind of staged out, right? It's not all up front in year one or all up front in the first 2 years. It's structured in a way where you're able to let the property prove itself up, right? And that's the part of the deal that I really, really like. What comes next?
What comes next? Well, we're finishing off the agreements here and getting all that sorted out, the legal part of it all. Neil and his team have been great, and they're super excited to get out there. Obviously, the project's under snow right now, so we'll get out there as soon as we possibly can. And I think his initial plans are to relog the core, reassay it, and then do property-wide mapping and sampling. Actually, get boots on the ground and get out there. The vending group, they only looked at that one small section, and there's a huge trend there that is untested. So the eventual plan is to drill this year. Like you mentioned, we do have cash. We have probably about $2 million left over of the flow-through funds that we raised last year. So yeah, looking forward to getting going. And and there's also Mia. We only scratched like a small surface of Mia as well. We concentrated on the trend that was there that we could visibly see. And that's another big project that we virtually, did not touch much of, given the fact that we only started working there in September because of the forest fires. So, we have a busy year ahead of us. And I know the team is anxious to get out there and get going.
Assays are still pending for Mia. I have to believe that given the scale of Cisco, that Cisco probably is at the front of the line as far as attention. And I also have to believe that you probably have a ton of phone calls in regards to potentially joint venturing Mia so that you can advance both projects simultaneously. Would that be accurate, Alicia?
Yeah, absolutely. If you'd asked us in January what our plans were for this year, it was, solely focused on Mia and trying to prove up a resource there. But, things have changed. We now have 2 children, and yeah, we're going to be concentrating. We're going to be concentrating the majority of our funds on Cisco, and looking to see what we can do with Mia.
Well, excited to see what the rest of 2024 brings. Lithium, to me, clearly has bottomed. The spot price has been flat to higher the past several weeks. I think that's a trend that continues. There's a lot of activity with majors behind the scenes that I think bodes well for the rest of the year. And we know that, down cycles in the lithium space happen quickly and violently, but I just want to remind everybody that so do the up cycles, right? I think we're at the cusp of another one of those vicious up cycles to the upside, and can't wait to see what Q2 Cisco and Mia have in store for us this year.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you for your time. Looking forward to having you back on.
Thanks, Steve.
Cheers. Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.